Well, we'll begin with politics sprinkled with legal matters as Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Festus Keyamo, has filed a right of summons at the Federal High Court in Abuja against the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, over corruption allegations. Mr. Keyamo, who is also the spokesperson for the All Progressive Congress Presidential Campaign Council, is asking the court to compel the Code of Conduct Bureau, the ICPC, and the EFCC to investigate, invite, and/or arrest Atiku Abubakar over corruption allegations relating to a certain bank belonging to a company named Marine Float and other accounts of two undisclosed companies. In a statement of claim, Mr. Keyamo alleged that whistleblower Michael Achimugwu was privy to this information and has gone public with the claims. Some of its contents includes how said accounts were allegedly used as special purpose vehicles to secretly divert and misappropriate public funds between 1999 and 2007 when Mr. Abubakar served as Vice President of Nigeria. Joining me now in the studio, I have a member of All Progressive Congress APC, Joe Igbokwe.
Thank you for having me.
All right, thank you for coming on the show. Let's move on. How serious do you think this allegation put forward by APC is?
It's a serious matter because this is not the first time we're hearing this kind of thing against the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar. If you have read Obasanjo's book, My Watch, I can read some of the things he said there about his, when your principals says this kind of thing, then you know nobody's lying there. He said, I want to quote it, he said, "What I did not know, which came out glaringly later, was his parental background, which was somewhat shadowy. His propensity to corruption, his tendency to disloyalty, his inability to say and stick to the truth all the time, a propensity for poor judgment, his belief and reliance on marabouts, his lack of transparency, his trust in money to buy his way out on all issues, and his readiness to sacrifice morality, integrity, propriety, truth, national interest for self and selfish interest." That's Obasanjo, what he wrote about his vice president, his vice. So you can imagine, when your principal says this kind of thing about you, there's nothing more to add. So these things are just part of what happened. Don't forget that Atiku became the vice president in 1999 with Obasanjo, and by 2004, in fact, before 2003, he has seized the entire the government. He was to run for the president. In fact, somebody told me that then, between 1999 and 2003, all roads were leading to Atiku's house. Nobody remembered that Obasanjo, was existing. Because of this SDV we are talking about here, because of the money, because of the power he has. In fact, the president, Obasanjo, had to practically lie down for him, beg him, and said, once I finish in 2007, I will hand over to you. The moment Obasanjo seized power, he crushed and decimated his ambition. That's where we are today.
Mr. Igbokwe, some will say these accusations and call-outs are nothing but politics playing out. Do you agree?
It's not politics. When you are principal, put this kind of thing in a book, how can you expunge this? He knew him in and out, and till date he knows him. So it's a practice, you see. Don't forget it has been in the customs. When you deal with a custom officer, you can understand what we're talking about. So it's well known. By 2003, he has used the structures, money, this kind of money we're talking about here, to seize the entire political landscape. Obasanjo practically begged him. And the moment Obasanjo got that second time, he displayed military tactics. and got him out of. He rendered him nugatory throughout the remaining, before he got to 2007. So all these things played out. You see, this SDV we are talking about is a vehicle. It's a kind of special purpose vehicle that people use for business. But it can be abused. It can be used for good. Three people can decide to set up a business and use SDV. But in case of, if you watch the video, live video of Atiku and this Mike Achimogu, you will know that it's, you know what transpired. It's not, things don't just happen like that. It is what he's known for. If you know the man Atiku, that's what he's known for.
All right, if you're saying these allegations are very serious, what implication do you think this will have on Atiku's chances over this election?
You see, we're talking about the presidency of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And when this kind of matter is dropped on the table, you have to look at it dispassionately, not minding whose ox is God. Because I always say it, if you elect somebody as the president of Nigeria, he will stay 4 years. You are entitled to 2 times. And if you are not careful, I mean a mediocre, he will use 4 years. And if you are not careful, he will take 8 years. Which means people will suffer for 8 years. So you need to be extremely very careful when you are dealing with such people with such character. And we have to be extremely very careful. 4 years, 8 years are very important in the life of a nation like Nigeria. Very important. Because if it's misused, everybody will suffer. So it behooves on all of us to study somebody. If somebody is coming out for this exalted office, you need to know his background, know where he's coming. That's why some of these things are coming out. If you have anything, bring it out. Bring it out. In neither of the candidates, all of them, bring it out. Let's see. Because we cannot toy with 4 years. We cannot also toy with 8 years. Because he has the chance to get 2 terms. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much for your contributions, Mr. Igbokwe.